Welcome guys, Jack here from Gingerbets and welcome to the Gingerbets Golf Betting Insights weekly YouTube show where we cover off each and every week the PGA Tour event that's taking place. We break down the course, the skill sets required and bring you the all-important outright selections that give you a better chance of beating the bookmakers. Whether that be in the UK, the USA, Australia or anywhere in Europe, Gingerbets has a proven track record for giving you golf betting insights that give you an advantage over the bookmakers. If you are new to this channel, may I encourage you to do a couple of things. Head into the description box below where you can sign up to my weekly newsletter. It's free of charge and every single week I produce a newsletter that goes into far more detail than I can provide in this short video. So sign up, it's free of charge, there's no sales pitches, it's just well-researched golf content to help you with your golf betting needs and give you an edge over the bookmakers. So head into the description box, sign up, it's very simple, just your email address is required and you'll get one email directly to your inbox each and every week. But in this week's episode, we're going to do what we do each and every week. We're going to break down that course. We're going to look at the skill sets required, where I think there are some strong trends this week. And then the 5 outright selections that I've got coming your way, one at a very tasty price. But before we get there, a bit of a recap on last week, and it shows the importance of signing up to the gingerbets.substack newsletter, because if you got that newsletter, you will see that I was keen on Brian Harman as an outsider to consider. He also made the main portfolio, but some weeks there are additional big outsiders that I like to put forward that can be used in DraftKings if you're in the US, fantasy games in the UK, we play them all the time. These are some of the players that can make up your portfolio that not many of the golf betting world are looking at. So there's loads of insights in there. So I encourage you to sign up to that newsletter and get access to them. Brian Harman was one of those last week. He was also a main selection and he gave us a full place payout at 80-1. And that is something that I was quite happy with. Decent profit on the week in what is an event that I've got no history of getting winners in and really struggle to dissect. So really grateful that we got Brian Harman in the places. This week then, a lot more trends to look at, a lot more data and a lot stronger opinions, a lot more confident this week. So let's get into the course. We've got 2 courses this week that the players face at Torrey Pines. We've got the North and the South course. The South course is is more difficult than the North course. Both courses have gone over renovations in the last 3 or 4 years for various reasons. They've both been toughened up. This is a proper test of golf. It's long, one of the longest courses, if definitely in the top 5 longest courses on the PGA Tour is the Torrey Pines South course. And the players play the North and South rotation Thursday, Friday. So whichever draw you're on, you'll play the North course either one of those days, with all the weekend's action taking place on Torrey Pines South. The tough, demanding and iconic, picture-perfect Torrey Pines South will host it. Players for 56 of the 72 holes this week. So that's the course. Let's get into the key skill sets that are going to be required to lift this trophy come Sunday night. I think there's some real strong trends here, so I'm really excited to get into this part. First off, we're going to take it from the tee box as we do. It's driving distance. Driving distance is always a factor on the PGA Tour, but it's definitely a factor here at the PGA Tour's Torrey Pines South. It's a real monster of a track. Distance also helps on the North course, so I really want us to look into driving distance this week, and the players that I'm putting forward certainly do bomb it off the tee. All 3 outsiders, if you do sign up to the newsletter, bomb it off the tee. They are some of the longest players on the PGA Tour. So definitely get yourself over, sign up to that newsletter, and you've got some extra little insights there. Next up, it's strokes gained, tee to green performance. I think you need a real strong tee to green performance game of recent times coming into this event. You're not going to be able to fake it around this golf course. So I want players that have shown me that they've been doing it of recent times with their tee to green game. Next up, it's par 4 scoring from 450 to 500 yards. Let me tell you why. 6 holes on Torrey Pines South. are from 450 to 500 yards, and playing these holes well will determine whether you lift that trophy or even challenge for it on the back nine come Sunday. It's been a key factor par 4 scoring at this event of recent times, and I expect it to be the same this week. Then I want to look at strokes gained, or proximity to the hole, should I say, from 175 yards plus. This is a key distance this week. There's more shots than normal at this, or both long and demanding tracks, but certainly on the south course, where players are going to be having approach shots from 175 yards plus, and on the par 5s where they'll be attacking them in 2. I want players that have shown me that they can dial it in with those long irons. And then finally, there are 2 green complexes here this week. We've got the bent grass on the north course, and then we've got the Poana with some overseed in on the south course. 3 rounds, 56 holes are played on the south course, and therefore I want to pay particular attention to putting on the Poana surface, but from a distance of 5 to 20 feet. There's a reason for this. This is one of the hardest putting tracks on the whole of the PGA Tour circuit, and there's loads of 3-pots, but also if you're going to give yourself 15 and 20 foot birdie looks, I want players that have shown that they can convert it. So that is what I'm looking for. The 5 key skill sets this week will be distance, tee to green performance, par 4 scoring from 450 to 500 yards, proximity to the hole from 175 yards plus, and strokes gained putting on Poana, looking particularly at 5 to 20 feet in distance. So that's the skill sets, that's the course breakdown, the bit that you all tune in for. Let's hope we can go a few places better than we have in previous week. We've had 3 full place returns from 4 weeks covered in 2022. We are banging on the door. Let's hope that we can knock that door through this week and get winner number 1 for the 2022 season. Headline in the portfolio then. I've gone a bit contrarian this week. There are some obvious picks at the top of the leaderboard. Jon Rahm's going to have an outstanding chance. He's slightly too short for me. If I could have got 12 to 1, 11 to 1, 12 to 1, I'd have been playing him. But 8 to 1, 7 to 1 as he is now, he's way too short for me. And people like Tony Finau, he'll be popular, great course form. But again, there's some reasons why I'm avoiding him this week that I'll come on to when discussing one of my players. So, headline in the portfolio this week will be the former world number 1 major champion, one of the longest on tours off the tee. He sits 5th in driving distance over the last 36 rounds on tour. He sits in the top 5 for strokes gained on par 4s from 450 to 500 yards, key distance this week. We've just touched upon it. And I just think that he's 4 or 5 points too big. I think he should be 16 to 1, 18 to 1 max. We can get 20 to 1, 8 places available. Dustin Johnson will headline the portfolio for Gingerbets this week. Second up is Dustin's friend, enemy, we don't know, but he's a player that's price has got me excited. Let me just tell you the players that are ahead of him in the betting market this week. And please don't laugh, because I'm trying not to as I'm repeating this. We've got Zalatorius, Spieth, Burns, Sonny Im, Mark Leishman, same price. These are all players that are the same price as the 4-time absolute baller Brooks Koepka. So Koepka 33 to 1, 40 win only on the exchanges, 33 to 1, 8 places available, Paddy Power, Betfair Sportsbook. He doesn't have the best form here, but recently, let me tell you, on demanding tracks, which is what I'm interested in, I'm not interested in the birdie fests that have taken place recently. He sits in the top 15 for strokes gained approach, tee to green performance, greens in regulation. There's a lot to like, and let me tell you this, if he's in the mix come Saturday at that halfway stage, forget the fact that he doesn't love the Poana, forget the fact that he hasn't got great course form here. He is a winner, his mentality is a winner, and I'm telling you now, his price is too big. He's going to win a PGA Tour event by 2, 3, 4 at a canter, hard held as they say in horse racing terms. He is going to do that sooner or later, and this week his price is way too big for me. Next up, it's Will Zalatorius. He comes in here off the back of 5th place finish last week. He again sits in the top 10. Strokes gained, par 4 scoring, greens in regulations gained, and tee to green performance. I was just checking my notes there. Over the last 36 rounds on tour, there's so much to like, and I think that a long, demanding, proper test of golf that isn't about the flat stick is right up his street. 33 to 1, 8 places available. Take advantage. 4th selection of the week, monster price. Those of you on Harman will be interested in this one. Patrick Rodgers, 160 to 1. 2 top 5s here from only 5 visits. He's a bit hit or miss because he's missed the cut when he hasn't finished in the top 10, should I say, not top 5. So he's got 2 top 10s from 5 visits, and he's missed the cut on 3 occasions. So he's a bit hit and miss, but he hits it miles off the tee. He grains strokes regularly tee to green, and he's got a win in him. And if it's going to come, it's going to come on an amazingly tough track like the players face this week. I'm sure of it. So 160 to 1, 5 places available. 150 to 1, 8 places. I'd take the 158 places. Sign him up, Patrick Rodgers, add him to your portfolio. And last but not least, we've got Taylor Gooch, 50 to 1, 8 places available. 3rd here in 2019. Other decent performances. He's a player that's been on many a radar over the last few weeks, but he's bubbling under, and I feel that this more challenging track will play to his liking this week. I was expecting to see him around 40 to 1. His disappointing performances over the last 2 weeks have pushed him out to 50 to 1, 8 places available. I can't ignore that. I think he's a fantastic golfer, certainly a top 20 player in the world, and he's not in the top 20 in the betting there. So I'm going to advise him as the 5th and final selection this week. So just to recap, we've got DJ, we've got Brooks, we've got Will Zalatorius, we've got Patrick Rodgers when we're shooting for the stars, and to round it all off, we've got Taylor Gooch. Thank you for listening to this week's Gingerbets Golf Betting Insights YouTube show. It's been great. I hope that we can get a winner sooner rather than later. Thank you for all your support. And if you're new to the channel, enjoying the content, do me a favor, please like and subscribe. Get in that description box, register for the gingerbets.substack weekly newsletter. It's got so much helpful information to help you with your golf betting needs. I'm sure of it. And thank you for listening. Tony, Aussie Golfer, Liam, the guys that have been commenting, can you please continue to do so? And if you're new, get your comments in. Tell me who you think is going to win this week. Tell me who your best outsider is above 100 to 1. Tell me who your best outsider is above 100 to 1. And who's your best top 20s pick. Let me know in the comments and we can interact over the weekend. Thanks for listening. Good luck with all your wagers, and I'll be back next week.